American society has always identified tattooing with the fringes of society, and to a great extent it still does. But in the last few years, tattooing has become much more popular and even far more acceptable. Despite its growing popularity, most people might still wonder just what kind of person would get a tattoo.
My name is Carrie. Just got a job at Blondie's Pizza.
My name is David Lincoln Brooks, and I'm a musician. I play piano and sing for all kinds of events.
My name is Johnny Trouble. I use the trouble for a cover-up of my last name. I'm extremely poor right now.
I'm Regina. Smart. We're from Santa Cruz. And what do we do?
Work.
We work. Work all the time.
Like Thursday, can you come in Thursday? Because I don't work.
I work at a preschool.
Where do you work?
I'm Len, and I pretty much sit around and bum cigarettes and drink beer.
My name is Tivula, and I'm a singer-songwriter, performer of alternative feminist folk with a planetary consciousness.
Look at that! Go ahead, feel it, dude. Feel that. It's like iron.
My name is Michelle, and I manage at McDonald's.
My name is Puke. I'm from Berkeley. I drink beer.
I got my first tattoo 3 years ago. I used to think I would never get a tattoo until I got the idea to get this one. It's a reproduction of a painting I've admired since I was a child. I can't give you any really deep personal motivations for wanting to get this tattoo, but if you want to know just how personal this tattoo is, until now, my own mother didn't even know I had it.
I guess my first experience with tattoos would be when I was about 12 years old. My friend of mine had a bunch of tattoos, and he all over his body, and I totally admired it. And for my birthday, I asked him if he would give me a tattoo, and sure enough he did. And I had a pentagram on my shoulder, somewhere under here, and got covered up eventually.
I've always wanted one, and I never knew what I wanted. And then just one day, me and my friend were in Berkeley, and I'm like, let's go get a tattoo right now. And I'm gonna get a dolphin. And she got the same one. She copied me.
It's something I wanted all my life. It's just something I knew I wanted.
I was really drunk, and and I knew somebody who was doing tattoos, and she said she'd do it for free, and I figured a free thing is a good thing, so I went ahead and got it, and this is it. It was done pretty much on impulse. I figured the Cheshire Cat was the way to go at the time, and now I'm not so sure, but I wish it stopped staring at me.
Walked in and got a tattoo. And wasn't planning it. I mean, talked about it a little bit, but wasn't really planning it, and then we decided to do it.
I had it done by a guy named Soupbone who took my flight jacket and until I could pay him off. Paid him $10 and then had 20 more to go, and he seemed to disappear. And when I found him again, he said, oh, I sold that thing a long time ago. So it's cost me $40, including the flight jacket already, plus whatever else work I get done on it.
I mean, it's just right there. Black and white.
This is my first tattoo right here, the little cross on the inside of the frame. I just got it framed after all these years. They were like, the guy was talking about covering it up. I said, no, it's my first tattoo. I gave it to myself with 2 needles, a piece of thread, and some India ink. And I said, wait, I want that one to be there for life, so frame it. And he framed it.
I always felt like I had to get one, but I imagine it had something to do with my lifestyle to begin with. If I were like some conquered bimbo who was like raised on mommy and daddy's money, I don't suppose I'd feel compelled to get this badge of distinction, which I now wear. But because I'm a deadbeat and a burnout and a wash-up, I just had to get one. I just had it. I had no choice.
It came to me, I've been meditating frequently, and it came to me, it just welled up from my subconscious mind over the past couple days. I woke up the other morning and I knew that's what I wanted to do. I'm not joking, this is really what happened. And I don't know, know, it's just something that I wanted to do. I'm also changing my name legally right now. David Lincoln Brooks, the name I gave you, that's actually a new name that I'm creating for myself, and it becomes legal on April 9th. And I wanted to have the tattoo to commemorate this new milestone in my life.
Well, actually, people have asked me if I drew it on. Just kind of insulting. It's not that nice of a tattoo. It needs work.
I've always been on the cutting edge, and now everybody knows it because I've got a tattoo.
Well, I never really showed them off in the essence of just showing them off, you know. But that's it. I've shown them to people, and people are just like really amazed, and you know. I mean, some people try to pick up on me. And
probably to other people it changed my image, but not to me.
I'm just glad I did it. It really feels good, and I can't wait to show it off.
I mean, the way I look at it is like, if you're into something, you're into something. I mean, you can't necessarily judge, you know. I mean, people called them crazy and stuff. I mean, people who are into some stuff, like some tattoos and some piercings. And, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily like go and pierce my clit or get scarification, because that's not what I'm about. It's not comfortable for me, but for other people it's fine.
It doesn't hurt society at all. It's not destructive to another person. It's just something that you're doing to your own body. It's not going to affect anyone else except for yourself. I don't think there's anything destructive about it at all.
You see, if you get a whole bunch of people in one room that all have tattoos, they're all kind of weirdos. However, if you get a whole bunch of people in a room that don't have tattoos, they're all kind of straight and normal.
I think tattoos are really great, and I think that the people that have the perception of like the dirty bikers or something need to get over it.
All these scars, those are self-destructive. I did those with knives, razor blades, and broken glass. I did them where I thought was fun. That is self-destructive. That's stupid.
I saw this girl riding a motorcycle once when I was like 10 years old. And I told my dad, I go, oh, I want one of those, and he got really mad, but I wound up getting one anyway. And I got exactly what I always wanted, so.
my dad, he hates them. He just completely hates them. He hates me for having them, and he hates the tattoos, period.
Personally, a lot of people with me get really upset because people are just really upset by me in general because I'm small and I look young, and they think I'm a lot younger than I am, and there's a lot of misconceptions about who I am, and that's sort of on top of everything else.
My friend got one too, so that we could have something that we would both have in 50 years.
My father fucking hates them. Dude, like I couldn't tell you.
You know, and they say that tattooing desecrates, you know, temple of Jesus or whatever. But it's the same as getting your ears pierced or cutting your hair, you know. I think it's more, I wouldn't call it, you know, destructive. I'd call it body art.
It just depends on the person, man. The way they look at it. If that's destructive for them, then it's not for them to get it. But if I don't think that's destructive for me, then it's all right for me to get it.
So I've had my independence for, you know, forever. I mean, I basically can do what I want. It's just, this is more of like, it's my decision, and, you know, this is what I wanted to do, and I didn't consult any. I mean, even from going to Grateful Dead concerts in 7th grade, I still had to ask if I could go. And, you know, now this is something that I don't have to ask if I can do, and I just do it.
If I thought that I drew well enough, I mean, I'm an artist, but I wouldn't trust myself to draw on people's skin, you know, but if I could, I would definitely do it.
I mean, that's a lot to trust someone to make those kind of marks on your body that are going to be there, not to make any mistakes or anything. And to kind of, I mean, I guess since it's becoming part of you, I mean, this is going to be something that's part of me internally, but it's something very important because it's something personal.
Yeah, one person is drawing on another person, and one of them is getting paid, and the other one's got an empty pocket.
Natasha, the young lady who just did my arm, she was very, very, very nice and very, very considerate. And she really tuned in to, this is my first tattoo, and she really tuned in to me to make sure that I was feeling okay and that everything was going okay. And so it was a very interesting relationship. We didn't exchange a lot of words, but there was a lot of energy being exchanged. I think so.
There's a kind of force that I think holds people that have tattoos together. And, I don't know. It's just it's an individual, personal thing, you know.
I think it's best to like think about it for at least a year. I mean, at least for your first one. You know, decide what you want to get, where you want to get it, how big, and, you know, be realistic about it. I mean, I've been wanting a tattoo for a couple years now, and, you know, I thought about it and stuff, and I would have just done it like that, but I wasn't quite sure. I mean, you don't consider how permanent it is until you're getting it done, or after you have it, then you realize how permanent it is. You can't just take it off and put it on a shelf.
I think it's beautiful art, and it's something that you'll always have, not like a piece of sentimental jewelry or something. It's something that you never will get rid of, basically. And I think it's gotten a lot more popular because of that reason, probably, with people, I mean, with every kind of person.
Definitely, there's a lot more deadbeats out there now than there used to be, and you've got to define yourself some way, dude. One way is by drawing on your body.
People get what they want. Well, you know, there is on one side, people want to do, they want a tattoo. There are also people who, like the other half of the world, that they get tattoos because they have a picture they want to keep with them for the rest of their lives, and they want to find the right person to do it right, in the right mannerism, so they know what it means. So you can tell what it means by looking at the picture and seeing what it is and realizing what it is. If you can't do that, there's no point getting a tattoo.
There's many reasons why people get tattoos. Military men used to get them for a feeling of solidarity with their buddies, and bikers used to get them for a feeling of solidarity with the other bikers, and
then you'll like it, and then it'll all be okay, and then you want more. And pretty soon you're fucking masterpiece, and it's okay.
There's all kinds of different people got tattoos. All walks of life, they all got them. It's just, I think it's just certain people like them and certain people don't. Mostly, I think people that respect art more than other people who don't really care about it.
I feel like I'm my own person now, and it symbolizes that for me.
But, I mean, I don't know, for some reason I felt compelled to get this dumb thing tattooed on me permanently, so I don't imagine that's indicative of a good mind frame.
I mean, basically, I feel that they probably get them because they want them or they represent something. You know, each tattoo has a meaning.
I think that's like a really, you know, personal and different thing for everybody, you know. And like my experience that I had with my first one was totally different than the one that I had with my second.
Well, I've always been raised very kind of squeaky clean, white bread, suburban. And this kind of gives me a new depth and a new dimension that
Pretty much, those of us who have tattoos or lots of tattoos feel a general despair, and so we advertise it by wearing tattoos.
I don't think it's the same as when my mom was growing up and she said tattooing was only for people for like gypsies. I mean, just as well as like ear piercing and stuff like that. So I think it's changed a lot. I think it's now considered more art than something that's, you know, to rebel against something or something like that.
Probably causes cancer.
I think tattoos can be very beautiful, but they can also be really tacky. You know, that's why I think you should take so long to try to figure out what you want and where and how big and all that.
They are a fine art piece of art. It's real art, man. Using the human skin as your canvas, like, what is, what ain't. You know, like, you're always drawing some dwarf thing and what happens, it's not there anymore. An idea comes about in the style and intensity of the picture, and if that's not there, there ain't much to say about it. And like, when means something. I'm not done yet.
Can't get just one.
Yeah, tattoos, after I had my first one, that was it, man. I want to get covered.
I think it's now, it's wow, it's Charlie, it's hip, it's fly. It's fly, dude. It's fly. It's getting big. Everybody, the whole rock and roll thing, I think, with the kids of today is getting more mainstream. It's getting kooky and out of control. It's nutty. Everybody's gonna want one. Yeah.
baby boomers have long had a reputation for biting the hand that feeds them, and I think that will continue to progress. I think like there's a lot of people born in the baby boom generation who just are fed up with Calvin Klein and Martha Stewart and all this like images of perfection, you know, this sort of white elitist perfection. And I think getting a tattoo symbolizes a much more tribal solidarity amongst human beings in general. And as those sentiments increase in society, you're going to see more tattoos proliferate.
I like tattoos a lot. I think they're cool. I've got some nice pieces on me done by rad people who know what the fuck they're doing. I love no diseases. Hi, girls.